prepared to break the silence. I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees, and I may fall as I'm so close to the edge.
How do, and welcome back to Turf Morehouse TV. Now, this video is a little bit impromptu, to be honest with you. I mean, I woke up this morning to the news, obviously, I think we all have as well, to the news that Nathan Collins looks like he's set to depart the club. And for a ridiculously low fee, in my opinion. I'm not saying that we should be getting 40, 50 million for him. No, but at least minimum 30 without a shadow of doubt. I just think I don't even know how to say it. I just thought it's best I sort of air my thoughts, really. I mean, it's all well and good. That's what a channel's there to do, to say what you see, sort of thing. The link, as I say, I have put the StreamYard link if you do want to join us and give us your thoughts on anything to do with Burnley Football Club, whether you're a Burnley fan or not. Obviously, just let us, you could still give us your thoughts no matter who you support. Come on in and we'll have a chat. But yeah, more importantly, I just think the Nathan Collins thing has tipped me a little bit over the edge with some stuff. We have been very, very active in the transfer window, and don't get me wrong, it's been fantastic. It's been brilliant. Not used to seeing all this. Not used to seeing so much action on the transfer front. You know, we've been quiet for years under Mark Garlick, and now under Alan Pace we start to do something. Now I put a tweet out going back probably a couple of weeks now, and I said how Alan Pace also deserves some credit, as well as company, for the fact that these signings have come through. And I still stick by that. I still do think that Alan Pace is obviously still doing something right by, you know, being like an open book with company and saying, right, okay, if you want that X, Y, and Z player, bring them in. However, when you lose a backbone of the club, when you have lost Nick Pope, who has kept you in many games last season, you've lost Ben Mee, James Tarkowski, who, to be honest, you know, them three alone are huge misses. When we have been such a well-oiled team at the back, and okay, fair enough, we shipped goals last season, but usually that it towards the back end of the season, it was working. It was fine. We found a rhythm. Obviously, Ben Mee was sidelined through injury, and Nathan Collins stepped in and he played phenomenal. He's going to go on to be a top player. But you're losing these key players at a fast rate. And I understand we've got to go for some young, hungry players. I get that. And I'm looking forward to that, seeing what they can do. But I just think we also need some quality coming in. It's come out in the last 20 minutes that Josh Cullen is apparently, his medical's all done. That's all been confirmed. So it's just a case of waiting for the announcement, really, of Josh Cullen to be accounted as a Burnley player. But this Nathan Collins thing's just done me. As I said, how do I word this? Signings galore. I mean, it says it all in the description. Signings galore. New manager in. Obviously, the backroom staff's been announced. But there's some problems. There is some problems. And obviously, you know, all good things, sometimes, you know, there's always a catch. Pre-season schedule has been shocking. I'm sorry, but I don't care who you are, how far you up at the club. It has been shocking. I mean, this weekend's game, Friday night, Shrewsbury, 2.5 hour drive away. That's if you live in Burnley. 2.5 hour drive away for a friendly on a Friday night. And there's no home friendly, planned. There's no, two of the friendlies have been behind closed doors. One of the friendlies with a random Burnley 11 got called off against Burton because apparently something out of their manner or whatever. However, that's gone to shit. We are set to kick off the season in just over 2 weeks. Obviously, it'll be 2 weeks come Friday, and we've not seen a first kit, away kit. Home kit, away kit, third kit potentially. Keeper kits, nothing. All we keep getting told is training kit this, training kit that, and it was the same. And you know what? I've sat and remained patient, but when you have an owner who's come in, and as I've said, he has done some great work. I'm not backtracking on my words, but this is an owner that came in and said communication is massive. That's why he wants to be on social media, because he wants the communication with the fans. There's no kits. Pre-season schedule's been naff. We are losing huge players, huge, young, talented players. You're trying to build a young, talented squad. The first thing that you come out with is we want to build for the future. Nathan Collins is still young. He is a young player, one for the future. Chuck him the captaincy. Give him all the assurances he needs. This is a player that also has 3 years left on his contract, and also we have an option to extend that by a year as well. I just think you should be modelling a team around him as a defender, because he's pretty much he's been with us a year. He's been with us a year. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. We bought him for, I think it was 12 million, and it eventually rose up to 15. But then you've gone from that to literally making what, from what we're being told, an extra 5 million profit. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. People are saying there's a release clause if that's the case, but then there's not you can do, similar to the Chris Wood situation. If there's not, then that's when it gets a bit pathetic, and fans will be wondering why the hell is that happened. Let's have a look at a few comments as well before we crack on. Brad is in. He says, "Howdy Dan, hope you're well, Brad. Enjoying St Ives. I mean, it's been raining here today, so it's been a bit naff." Puck Chef's in. Jake's in the house. What's cracking? My knuckles, mate. Trying not to lose my shit with what's happening at the moment. Charlie's in. Man City fan, obviously. We get a lot of these City fans in now. Now that we're their B team, I'm sure they'll love it. Kate's in the chat. Hope you enjoy. She's gone for lunch with her mum, so enjoy wherever you go. Brad says as well, I hate when people judge value on the league you're playing. He's as valuable a player as the club sees it. It shouldn't matter what division you're in. Exactly, Brad. The thing is, no financial value. Okay, everybody has a financial value in football. We all know that. Finance is pretty much like the big thing in football. But him alone, his valuation to the club in helping us progress is more valuable than 20.5 million. I'm telling you that now. Let's have a look at a few more. Kit says, you mean Pope leaving didn't tip you over the edge? Well, yeah, it did a little bit. Dan Maxine, he says, they're going out the door too fast. Hopefully the new lads can hit the ground running. Same. As I say, it's just you alluded to it at the beginning. It's they're going too fast in my liking. It's a little bit annoying. Big Dave, how are you doing? He says Collins could have 4, 5, 6 years. It doesn't matter. He wants to go. Can't do anything. We aren't a big enough club and can't guarantee that we'll bounce back. Contracts mean nothing. Yes, again, I get that. But I don't know what to say. How do I respond to your comment, Dave? I mean, yes, contracts, okay. We're not a big enough club. We are in the Championship. We are still a big club. We are, pundits and other teams around us will be looking at us thinking, Burnley are going to want to get back up there at the first time of asking. You know, you only had to listen to Craig Bellamy, the assistant manager's conversation, when he said that our aim is to get promoted. If it doesn't happen at the first time of asking, so be it, but that's the aim. Why get rid of such a big player like Nathan Collins? I'm sorry, but you are practically going to be having a complete back four, potential back five, because we don't know who our keeper's going to be yet, because the Hennessy rumour to Forest hasn't gone away. Mind's blown. Mind is blown. A couple more comments before I bring Mark in. He says, is Company wrecking your head already, mate? Not really. Not really. Some of the signings that he's brought in, Patrick, I think have been all right. I think, to be fair, that, you know, Taylor Harwood-Bellis is going to be decent. I've not really seen much of CJ Egan-Riley, so that'll be interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. Thomas is in. He says, other than repost and thanking for birthday wishes, Pace hasn't posted on Twitter since April 10th. I think he's given up to that. You know, for me, and I'll call it now, as much as I'm complimenting him for what he's done, you know, getting these businesses done early and bringing players in. He has, ever since the Dash sacking, he has been scared to post, or it feels like that he's been scared to post on social media in case of a backlash. I'm sorry, but as a chairman, if you're going to do something brash like you did, then you face the front of it. You know what? If anything, at the end of it, a lot of the fans were like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It was a ballsy move, but you did it. You did it, and fair enough. We commend you for that. We nearly stayed in the division. And you can ask yourself, would we have if Dash was still there? The players wouldn't have banded the word freedom around too often, would they, if that was the case? Mark says, afternoon. As I say, Mark, I will bring you in just a second. Jake says, you're on a rebuild, so I get it, but you don't wreck the spine of your team. 100%. Dave says, it's relegation, mate. We don't have the financial pull, pal, unfortunately. The thing is, though, we're bringing in these players for good money. Scott Twine for $4 million. Fantastic. This is a guy who's going to go on to better things, whether that's with us or probably after a year, similar to Nathan Collins. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just, it blows my mind. As I say, it's not just the Collins situation. It really isn't. Brad says, if you keep up with the clear out, Company will be a player manager at this rate. Wouldn't surprise me. Although he did come out in his interview and say that he does it, playing probably isn't the best thing for him now, because in staff games he's not as good as he used to be or something. So we'll see. Let's see what else is being said. Dave says, I get it's annoying. It's annoyed me. But Wolves are a top 8 side pushing Europe or us. Yeah, it could be a promotion push, but it isn't guaranteed. Can't keep a player who wants out. If he wants out, then fair enough. There's nothing you can do about it. But for me, as a chairman, as a manager, you should be trying your best to keep hold of these players. If you've got scope or belief that you want to be up there, you make those assurances to that player. You tell them, listen, I want to build a team around you. I want you to be the focal point. I want you to be our main defender. You are practically in line for captaincy, maybe. But we're not seeing that. He's an absolutely fantastic player, unbelievable to watch. Came on leaps and bounds last season. But as I said, this isn't just about Nathan Collins. Otherwise, I'd have called this the Nathan Collins show. It's what's going on at Burnley Football Club. No kits. Pre-season schedule has just been thrown together last minute. It's just a case of, let's have that behind closed doors. The kits haven't been announced. Nobody knows what's happening. Rumours of, is it to do with the sponsorship because, we don't want a betting company, etc. Just take the money. Apparently, that's what we're after. So take the money. Take the highest offer. It's a gambling company, so be it. But you know what? Offer fans the option to buy the shirt without the sponsor as well. Even charge more. Fans have actually said they would pay more, be willing to pay more, if it means that they didn't have a sponsor. So, the fans are the heartbeat of the club. Listen to your fans. Listen to them. It makes perfect sense. Mark says, Nathan Collins is an unbelievable talent and maybe a further year in the champ would have prolonged his career, but he's chosen to get back to the Prem route, and that's fair enough. He is worthy of it. He is. But, it's mad. Tom says there, Collins' story was broke by Alan Nixon on June the 20th. He was never reported for pre-season. I believe the club has always known he was going, and that's why we've signed 3 centre-backs. Could well be, Thomas or Tom, however you want me to pronounce it. But he also says, funny how Cornet came back and Collins never has. The club knew. Well, it's a funny one, as I say, for a club that's been very much open with showing us footage from behind the scenes. I'm a bit shocked at the fact that this is coming out. As I say, it's not just the stuff with Collins. Anthony says we probably have, dude. There's no way we won't have said all that you've stated, but it will clearly want out. And when that happens, there's literally nothing you can do. There isn't. But surely we should be. I hope that money's reinvested. In fact, yeah, let me say that if he does go, I hope the money is reinvested. I hope it isn't just put to one side. I hope, because we are very short on forwards. We don't know what's happening with Vidfrey yet. I hope that we've still got Ben Mee's contact details, because at the moment I've not heard anybody sniffing around Ben Mee, so I'd have him back in a heartbeat if Collins is out the door. I mean, it's like Dave says there. It's still shocking. It is shocking. Brad says there, 17 off 500 subs. If you're new to the channel, do smash the button. I do. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. And I try to. I hope it's good enough for supporters. But hopefully just get this channel to grow. That's the main thing. And Ryan's in as well. Good afternoon. I hope you are well, Ryan. Yes, I am. I'm all right, even though I'm a bit ranty today, to be fair. Right, let's bring Mark in then. Get your camera on, you big one. How are you? Oh, is he there? Mark, how are you doing?
Yes, I am here. I'm just waiting to get the camera sorted, but I am here.
He's there. He's here. He's there. He's everywhere.
There we go.
Hey, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Saw you were going live today, and yeah, just want to jump on and just discuss Burnley, to be honest, because you've had a decent window, and then this Nathan Collins news is like, ow.
I just don't understand it.
Like I said to you, he's a quality player, and there's conversations that have been had with Collins. That's guaranteed. Piss off, Brad. Coming from you, Brad. But anyway, Jesus himself.
You know what? I think Perez would be decent. We do need a winger, and it seems we'll need a centre back as well.
Yeah.
So why not?
Would you take Ben Mee back? Because Ben Mee's just walked out the door. Would you?
He'd be welcome back with open arms, mate. Really would. Honestly, I think.
Yeah.
I think he would. I'm surprised nobody has snapped him up yet, to be honest with you. I really am. Now says, hey, Dan, just joined, mate. You good? Yeah, I'm all right. As I say, just annoyed at, not just, as much as this Nathan Collins thing is bugging me. As I say, it's the whole shebang. Callum's in with his unfortunate last name. Nothing against you, Callum. Obviously, we all know.
Yes.
We all know what Judas did. But yo, yippee yay. Niall's in as well. What's the latest on Maxwell Cornet? I know he's linked to Newcastle. Been any further update? Nothing as yet. He seems very happy in training. He's smiling. He's just going around about his business. And I think that's the main thing. The thing is with players like Maxwell Cornet right now, and I'll tell it from the top, he'll be just doing his thing. He'll be playing football, turning up to training. It's the agent that's going out, banding his name around, thinking, release clause, Premier League football. Like, he's just doing it. He's just doing and getting on with it. And fair play to him. That's what I prefer about it. But as I say, there's still a long way to go in the window. Callum says, but my last name is.
My last name is nice.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a good last name. I'm just saying it's unfortunate because of obviously Owen Coyle. But
bring back Akinbaye.
Yes. Brad says get the mock cut, Mark. As you said. Callum says, Mark.
Hoping you put. Yeah. So.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
I don't want to talk I want to talk about Burnley.
Now says, Dan, would you take Che Adams? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you'd be stupid not to in the Championship, to be honest. As Brad says there, bring back Akinbaye. That'd be fun. And not now. I think he'd be. I mean, he was stacked when he played for us, but now he's probably like bodybuilder stacked.
Yeah.
Chris says exactly. As I say, the link's in the description of the video over on our YouTube channel. So please do head on over there if you want to join the video. You don't have to put your face on screen if you don't want. Just come and give your opinion. Say a couple of words. Let us know your thoughts. Get involved.
The one thing that shocked me is I was looking at, obviously you mentioned it with the pre-seasons being thrown together. I was looking at your website and fixtures. There's no real right, we've got these on this set day, then we got this team on this set day. It's like 2 hours after a game. Oh, by the way, we beat Rochdale 1-0 behind closed doors earlier. There's no indication to we're playing this team. For yourself as a Burnley content creator, you want to put content about pre-seasons, but you can't. They're just getting thrown. Like, you're playing a game here. Oh, by the way, 4 days apart, nothing happens, and then on that 4th day, it's like, oh, by the way, we won our pre-season game earlier on. It's like, what? We didn't even know.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Thomas says there, striker and attacking midfielder needed. Would prefer an experienced centre-back replacement. As I say, I hope we've got Ben Mee's number still. But I have a feel that Vinny has already signed who he wants. Maybe that's another reason with the Dash situation, because players like Maxwell Cornet, for me, didn't scream Dash signing, it screamed board signing.
We've seen this so many times, haven't we? The board will sign a player thinking, oh, yeah, it's a big name, because Cornet's a massive name. And all season, no offence, Dan, I said he's too big for Burnley, really. And he's actually stuck, well, touch wood, he's stuck with you, and obviously we've seen 2 different signings that have gone completely 2 different ways. Cornet is like, right, if I just stick at Burnley, I can get a promotion, potentially a promotion under my belt, back in the Premier League. And then you've seen the other side of it, Vegas, there's like, oh no, I don't want to play Championship football. If we get back to the Premier League, I'll play. So it's
no, it's madness. It's madness. Now says he's Dwight McNeil still there. He is for now.
I think
but yeah.
He was quite poor last season, so I think a lot of teams have sort of, like, everyone's not looking at McNeil anymore. If you would have said, if Burnley would have got relegated 2 seasons ago, McNeil would have been bought by now in a flash. It's just he had a bit of a disappointing season, so no one's really looking at him as much.
I agree. Geordie Toon for Life in the chat. Hope you're well. He says, afternoon, Dan. I think Burnley's selling players only because of how basically the board bought the club, and I'm sure company will sort you out. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. As I said, to be fair, I don't understand why I'm getting up at it, because I've said to people, and I predicted us 8th, although the way things are going, 8th I'd be more than happy with right now. I know there was going to be an exodus of players. I think we all understand that. Relegation does that to teams, but it's just how fast it's happening, the amount of quality that's going out, and we've not even the players that were out of contract. We lost about 14 players out of contract. And then we're also selling players, which we're not replacing. We brought 5 people in. We still need a big, but I'd say we probably need another 6 players. I'd potentially say we need another 6 players all over the park.
And that's if you don't lose players. You'd say
exactly
6, lose another, that's 7.
It's just going mad. It's going absolutely mad.
What Brad says, there needs to be about balancing it out. There needs to be a structure. You can't just go into a championship. Look, the Championship is a horrible league. You cannot just go into that thinking, oh, we're Burnley, we just come down, we'll go straight back.
No, Matt, for me now, we've brought these 5 players in. It's not FIFA. You've not had a transfer injection. You can't just go around selling you, and just bring in about 6 or 7 a complete new squad, basically, and just expect it to gel, work, and hope for the best.
You've brought 5 in already, haven't you?
Yeah, 5 in already.
That's half a team. Excluding the goalkeeper, it's half a team. It's not.
Daniel says, I have a good feeling for this new season. There must be a plan in place. Can't see there not being one. Up the Clarets. Well said, Dan. Well said. Callum says, I'm big Dan. Other than us beating you two, good luck, mate. Thanks. Cheers, pal. Now says, can you see your former keeper Nick Pope being a hit at Newcastle? Yes. Simple answer there. Yeah. I'm sure he'll go on to be England #1 at some point. Thomas says it's disappointing that the traditional pre-season Aki game hasn't happened. That's not happened for a few years now. I don't know why.
That's another thing.
I want Amanda getting a game going against Bury or something like that. You know, get AFC Bury at Bury's ground. Let them have all the gate receipts. Do something charitable. But
they got like 3,000. They get 3,000 fans at their ground in like the 9th tier of non-league, which is ridiculous. Imagine Burnley coming to the ground. It'd be a sellout. 6,000-7,000. All that for them. So there's no structure with Burnley this season. Just nothing at the moment.
No, I agree. Now says, what about Chris Wood at Newcastle? Will you take him back? Nope. Been there, done that. Burnt the t-shirt. So don't worry about it. Callum says, Burnley's going down. Yeah, of course. Get them in while you can. Geordie says, Burnley will finish in the top 6. You will sign players, otherwise company wouldn't have come in. Just be patient. He'll sort it out. As I said, this for me isn't about just the player recruitment side of things. It's not I put a post out the other day saying, and no worries, just saying that what Alan Pace has done has been brilliant. He's been expansive. He's opened it up. And he's opened the checkbook. He said, right, you want this player? Okay, we'll try our best to get him. And we've brought 5 in. There's a sixth potentially coming in. As I said earlier, Josh Cullen is very, very close to being announced. That's all we're waiting for. We're just waiting for the announcement of Josh Cullen to occur. Once that's happened, then it's fine. But we are losing defensive players at a rapid rate. As I said, pre-season, no kits. Are we just going to do a Brentford and playing last season's kit, but without the sponsor? Like, it's all backwards. Everything's being left till last minute, and that's what's infuriating.
I was on mute then. I literally just brought up a good point, and I realised I was on mute. When you talk about relegation from the Premier League, the one thing that the last 5 or 6 teams that have gone down and come straight back up have said is you need to keep the spine and keep the structure. The goalkeeper.
Well said, Chris. Well said.
Yeah, absolutely. You need a spine, and the spine goes from the goalkeeper to the centre back to the midfielder to the striker. You've lost the main striker, Weghorst. You've lost the main centre backs, Tarkowski and me. You've lost the goalkeeper in Nick Pope, and you've kept the midfield or whoever's to play in that midfield. So you've lost 3 out of the 4 of going right down the spine of the team. Yes, the players that you've brought in. Egan Riley, Bennett, Scott Twine, they'll start to implement the spine back. But like Chris said, that I couldn't disagree with that point anymore. It's a fantastic point. Getting 90.
This is the thing, though. We had it, okay, Dash was one of those that wanted, well, that's another thing that Company said. He said it's nice to have that blend of, experience and youth because it helps spur the youngsters on and helps nurture their game as well. But
also, it helps the older players because they're like, hang on a minute, I've got a 19-year-old trying to take my place. Who the hell does he think he is? Sort of thing. No,
that's true. Tom says Jeff Hendrick has signed for Reading on a season-long lot. Reading have not really done that well with midfielders. I mean, they had Danny Drinkwater last season.
They just lost it.
Now they've got Jeff Hendrick. I mean, Jesus. I mean, Reading are scraping the barrel for midfielders. I mean, if that's their answer to losing John Swift.
Yeah. I was just about to say, you lose John Swift, who's probably your best player, for Jeff Hendrick.
Chris is here. He says, what's going on? And he says, more than Leicester. Yeah, well, Leicester haven't done any business. As I said, this isn't just about the transfer business, though, for me. It's more than the transfer business. Let's have a look at some more of the comments as well. Niall says, do you think that you will come straight back up or finish in the playoffs? I don't think we'll be in the playoffs or come straight back up. I think we'll be in and around it, but I think we'll miss out on the playoffs. And that's just my honest opinion. Everyone's having a chinwag. Mark doing God's work by answering to now, which means I don't have to put it up. So brilliant. And Jody says, Dan, get Fernandez in from Newcastle. He was our best defender when we played under Bruce. He's loved here and he'll definitely do a good job for you. It's his last year on his contract. God knows what's going on. God knows what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting. As I say, we do need a blend of experience as well as youth. We can't just have a fully youthful squad and expect it to work. It might have worked at Anderlecht. It may have worked at Anderlecht for Company, but it's not going to work in the Championship. You are in a different. It's a different league altogether. It's got so competitive. It's pretty much just. It's almost like turning the volume down by 2. Like you're listening to the Premier League and someone says, "Oh, turn it down a bit." You knock it down by 2, and that's it. That's the Championship level.
You've got like, I don't want to sound really over the top, but you've got at least 11 teams, 13 teams that are chasing top 2, which is ridiculous. Half of the league, you would generally say, have got a chance. Like the team that finished 12th, 13th last season, Coventry, at times last season, they were in the top 2. So the league is very competitive. It's strong. It's more competitive than the Premier League. It is by a mile.
It is, Chris. I'm not gonna do an Arsenal. I totally agree with you. I'm not going to do an Arsenal. As I say, this isn't about the transfer. I'm happy with the players we've brought in. I just think it's alarming at the way that the players are going out. And a player for, well, let's just say, right, as I was going to say, you know, I made this up earlier. Nathan Collins, okay, he looks like he's set to join Wolves. This price is what alarms me. We paid 12 million for him, rising to 15. You're making 5 million on a player that spent 1 year at you but he's come from a Championship club, played in the Premier League, become an Irish international, scored goals at first team level for his nation, and you're only getting an extra 5 million on top. For a young player who's still got 3 years left, we've also got the option to extend it by a year. That's what's frustrating, and that's why, for me, I feel like we have been well and truly ripped off. 30 million, fair enough. 20.5 million won't sound half as bad as long as there's add-ons, reassurances of potential sell-on clauses. You know, things like that could be massive and make a difference. But for me, I feel we have been totally, well and truly mugged off. And I'm not happy about it, to be fair.
Yeah, apparently it's 20.5, potentially rising to 24 with 3.5 million in add-ons.
No, I agree. Carl says, I can't believe we're selling Collins. He's under contract. Tell Collins him to get on with it and get us promotion. Can play Prem football that way. If it was that easy, I'm sure we would. Ben says, for the money we get from Collins, hope you're well, Ben. I think we need a backup left back to Charlie, then need a strong replacement for Collins. This is what we're saying as well. The players that have gone out, we've lost Bardsley, who was a very good voice in the dressing room. Eric Peters has gone, so we've not got any cover at left back. It's just, it's mind blowing what's gone on. As I say, it does sound like we're whinging very much so about the recruitment. It's not just that. There's no kits. Are we going to go back to this? Are we going to just have to look down the back of the sofa to find a kit to wear? Odd socks and stuff like that, because nothing's been announced. Nothing. As I say, Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. You're expecting people to finish work and travel down to Shrewsbury, 2.5 hours away. And, you know, I'm not saying that people there's people that don't live in Burnley, people that live further afield, that's going to take them longer than 2.5 hours. So that's the only friendly we've got. There's not even a game scheduled to be played at the turf. 2 friendlies been played behind closed doors, and then you're pissing off to Portugal next week for 4 or 6 days on a pre-season camp.
Look, if one thing I will say about pre-season is sometimes like this, I think you would probably agree with what I say. So I love that. You'd probably agree with this that despite fans want to go to pre-season games and stuff like that. Let's face it, you would much rather 4 pre-season games behind closed doors, which you knew about 2 months in advance, than 2 like on the day. Oh, we've got a game and it's in Shrewsbury 2 hours away at 7 o'clock, at 4 o'clock. So for me, the preseason one isn't that sort of damaging. I think it's more of the fact that on the day they're like, or 2 days in advance. By the way, we're playing on Friday, 7 o'clock kickoff, Shrewsbury, which, like you said, 2 hours ago, 2 hours away. And basically, if you can get there, you can. If not, tough shit, basically. Which is, look, I don't read too much into going to preseason games anyway. But what happens if the fans want?
I'm going on Friday. Me and a mate are going. So it'll be good. It'll be good to go down just to see what squad we've got left, what kit we're wearing. I suppose in a way,
We'll have to go live.
I'm doing this video now, and I'm going to get my own answers to these questions when I go on Friday, maybe. But Chris says there, what current players would you say are almost guaranteed to be here in September?
Cornet.
I think we'll keep hold of Cornet for some reason.
Neil.
And if we don't, we'll lose him at the very, it'll be one of those where somebody will snap him. Somebody will snap him on deadline day or something, and we'll be screwed thinking, shit, who do we bring in now?
I know exactly what will happen. It'll be someone like, I don't know what team, but we'll say Leicester, for example. I know Chris is in the chat, so we'll just say Leicester. Say Leicester don't get Lookman, they don't get a winger, and then it gets to August the 22nd, 23rd, a week before the end of the window. They're like, oh, do you know what? Let's just go and get Cornet. There's no negotiation with Burnley that has to be had. Pay the release clause. Just speak to the player. Say to Cornet, would you rather play the Championship or with Leicester in the Premier League? And then it's a done deal. So I get what you mean in that aspect.
Oh, that's true. Now says, Daniel, is there any players from the Big Six you take at Burnley, either loan or someone who will walk straight into the first team? I mean, we've already loaned Taylor Harwood-Bellis from Man City. That's only a loan move. I don't know. I suppose it all depends on what company wants and where he's wanting and willing to strengthen. I think this signing of Josh Cullen is going to be massive. I think that's going to be a huge signing in midfield. That's 2 midfielders through. That'll be our 6th signing because we signed Samuel Bastian the other week from.
What an announcement, by the way. What an announcement video.
That work quality with that. I'll give him that. But yeah, Cullen, as I said, we're just waiting for the Cullen announcement. As Chris says there, I hope you don't mind if we can make the show at 2:30, mate. Yes. I'll message you soon once I finish this. Chris says Stoke apparently order percentage too. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm a bit like we're not going to see the full shebang. Now says, let's be real. No player is bigger than Burnley. Problem is, too many players think they are better than what they are. I don't think he is. I think Nathan Collins is level-headed. I think he's been pretty decent, but yet
the problem that you've got is when your head gets turned, like Andrew, I think it was on Facebook earlier. I think it was Andrew who said it, or Chris, one of them, said really realistically, as much as all of you are Burnley fans and are like we're the big team, we're Burnley, we're the best. Realistically, you got to take that away and think Wolves fighting for Europe, Burnley not guaranteed to get promotion, easily could, but not guaranteed it. It's just an absolute easy decision for Nathan Collins and his family to make.
Now you might as well just get me that pint because that's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely, especially when they lose Diaz to Frankfurt.
Oh, lovely stuff. Chris says there is no chance we are going up this season, in my opinion. I'm with you. Everything that was good about Burnley recently has all got. We all know the thing is, right? We know it's a transitional period. It's a new era, a new dawn, new beginnings, and sometimes you do have to lose players and start again. But they're starting again, and this sort of just getting rid of everybody, like with no care in the world of how good they are, how valuable they could be to the team without the financial aspect of it. Jack says as well, Jack's in the chat, Jack Mack, hope you well, Jack. He said it'd be massive if McNeil stays. I agree. Fingers crossed it'll another season in the Championship won't do him any harm because obviously he'll get the kicks, he'll get the knocks. Should be a lot easier. Now says, say Newcastle don't get Diaby from Leverkusen and they'll get Cornet on deadline day. That may happen. Who knows? Chris says, cheers, bud. Got to go. See you later. Guys, sub to this Dan's channel. This Dan, like I'm just an array of them. And showing the love and support. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Chris. Thank you very, very much for your support. And I will be on Chris's channel at, well, I'm guessing now 2:30, going through Group F of the World Cup. So that should be interesting. Now says, cheers, Chris. Mohudin says, love your channel, bro. Thank you very, very much. Really does mean a lot. Ben's in as well. He says, think we will get playoffs this year. I don't think we don't have a good enough squad. And now says, Big Vince now at the Turf Moor wheel doing bits and bobs and getting busy. Well, he needs to. We need to get busy. I think we won't get automatic promotion this season. Don't have a good enough squad. I think we will get playoffs. Yeah, I agree. If we get play, I'll be more than happy if we get playoffs. The only problem is I don't want us to get playoffs and lose. That's the sucker punch that I'm sort of like. Please don't let it happen. Chris says there as well. In reality, we have 50 days of the window to go. Right now, promotion does not look a reality. It may do when the window shuts. More exciting players to come, I am sure. I hope so. I hope we're going to have some signings that come in and are going to be a bit of a shock. I hope that we're mainly focusing on, right, let's bring in these young players. Let's bring in the players that, we feel like we can get for a reasonable amount of money. Then see what money we've got left in the pot from either player sales, etc., and then go for the names as the window progresses. I'm not saying, we're going to get these big players coming in, but even, someone like, as Jordy says there, I mean, I don't want Dwight Gale, but he does score goals in the Championship. So who knows? What's that?
Jordan Rhodes?
No, you're all right.
I bet Chris's comment when he said about
people in. Let's get those likes up. Please do drop a like on this video. Sorry, Matt. Please do drop a like on this video. Smash that subscribe button. It's right in that corner. Right in that corner down there. It's under Mark, right next to the Turf Moor House at the bottom there. There's going to be a little red button that you can press that says subscribe on YouTube and show your support for the channel. It really does mean a lot. Let's get to 500. As Chris says as well, what keeper are we looking at? Looking like Wayne is leaving. Yeah, the Hennessy rumour hasn't gone yet. That's not gone. I think he's going to be number 2 at Forest, which... fair play to him. He's at arse end of his career if that's what he wants. Although for me, I thought he'd want to play regular football, being a number 1 in the Championship.
And not if you look at the best 3 Welsh keepers, unless Danny Ward gets the number 1 at Leicester or gets a move, he would have been the number 1. Would have played. I don't know how many games from into the season the World Cup is, but he's going to be playing every week before the World Cup, and then. Rob Page would be looking at it thinking, yes, Danny Ward may be a better player, but Hennessy has been playing every single game this season. Maybe he gets the number 1, and it's lack of ambition from Hennessy.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, Bailey Peacock Farrell had a successful season with Sheffield Wednesday last year on loan, but even Sheffield Wednesday fans said, if you're not going to use him, we'll have him back. Even though they've just signed David Stockdale, they said they'd still have him back.
Back to the comment, by the way. When he said 50 days left of the window, that's 7 weeks. If you could do a sign in a week, that's 7 deals to bring in. And obviously, you may lose a couple of players in the meantime, but it just seems like, I don't know when the last sign was made, but it might have been a couple of days. What's he tell me it was yesterday? But it just seems
a good week back now.
Yeah, it just seems like it's started to slow down a bit. When company first came in, it was Twine, it was Bellis, it was... just
a conveyor belt. It was just constantly happening, and then now we're getting nothing. It's sort of gone quiet again. Geordie's obviously trying to sell us everybody that he's trying to get that's on the cusp of the exit door at Newcastle. It was like, just basically get rid of them, get them out. But I agree with Chris. To be fair, I would have loved Freddie Woodman as Pope's replacement. That was that brilliant business by Preston. To be fair. He's a great keeper, Freddie Woodman. I'd have loved him.
They lost Iverson, didn't they?
Yeah,
I was on loan at them from Leicester. Every time I've seen Freddie Woodman play, Just take them. Just take them. Get on the train up to Newcastle and just take them. But no, every time I've seen Freddie Woodman play in the Championship, whether it was at Swansea, whether it was at Bournemouth last season, even at Newcastle when he got given a few games here and there, fantastic goalkeeper, really is.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, Matt, have Newport released both kits yet?
No, we've released the home kit and we've released the training kit.
Oh, we've just released training wear and that's it.
And we know our pre-seasons, which again, because we got one tonight, so it just because this is what I mean. Like when our season ends, like I know this because I spoke to someone before. Well, not when the season ends, about April, middle of April, we already know our pre-season friendlies for next season because they're already arranged. We've got an inkling, like obviously if it goes towards the final day and we might get promoted, then it might change a little bit. But the ones that we've got this year were always going to be the ones unless we got promoted. And then I think we would have ditched the Cardiff one and played like a proper League One side, like Shrewsbury or someone like that. So that's what I mean. There's got to be some sort of structures.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. And just a shame that we haven't got one. Mark, talk to me then. Obviously, Vincent Kompany's come in, 5 players through the door. As I say, Cullen looks like he's on his way in. More to come?
Look, when you get relegated, you see a lot of teams will bring 7 or 8 in and sort of let 2 or 3 go, and then obviously the ones that are unfortunately want to be playing Premiership football will leave as well. In your case, Tarkowski, me, Vegas, not to the Premier League, but leaving. At the start of the window, I said you'll bring in 9 and let 4 or 5 key players go. So you got 4 effectively. So I reckon you'll have another 3 after Cullen. So I think Cullen's nearly done, isn't it? I think that's a done deal.
I think it's pretty much concrete. Yeah, we're just waiting for the announcement. As I say, we've had Harwood Bellis coming in. He's come through the door. CJ Egan-Riley again. He's another one that's come through, and obviously I think CJ Egan-Riley's permanent as well, so good bit of business. We had Scott Twan as well, can't fault that. So I'm looking forward to the season. I'm just a bit worried about how we're going about things. We're very quiet in terms of what we speak about between club and player. That's what gets to me.
I mean, yes, the business is slow, but the way you got to look at it, you've brought in 5 I'm going to say 6 because Cullen's basically done. So you've brought 6 in. You've let Tarkowski go. You've let, in terms of, straight from the big players, Tarkowski, Ben Mee, Nick Pope, Veghorst. Can't think any more off the top of my head. I think Bardsley left, but come on, surprised he didn't stay. I'm shocked Bardsley didn't stay because I thought he'd suit the Championship.
That's another thing. That's another thing, right? Phil Bardsley's sort of dented his reputation with Burnley Football Club. He's, Dale Stevens, prick anyway. We wanted him 4 years ago. Started giving it the Billy Big Bollocks, and then cried when apparently we didn't. Apparently, he found out over Twitter that he'd been released. Bullshit. Then Phil Bardsley comes out and says, "Well, we all found out in a group chat. We all found out in the group chat that we were going to be released." And we're thinking, hold on a minute. Your wife posted on Instagram on the 23rd of May that it was the end of an era. You was leaving the club, and yet the retain list didn't get released until the 10th of June. So where's your logic, Phil? Like, don't say that one thing's happened and then backtrack when the evidence is there from your missus.
And it's not a point either. It's factual information. It's not like, oh, he said this, she said that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The fact that the facts are there and you can't change facts, unfortunately.
Thomas says Collins is off. Won't be surprised if Cornet and McNeil leave. Championship club with the board who have a League Two mentality. See, I don't agree with that last bit. I think we do have a mentality to go forward. I mean, Alan Pace has come out and said that he wants to bring European football to Burnley. Although at the moment, all he's bringing is European players and European players that aren't really, going to fit the bill for a potential promotion charge. Who knows? Chris says, get Cooper in from Plymouth. Yeah, he's one of the keepers that's been mentioned, Mark Cooper, to be honest.
Fantastic.
So he'd be interested. Whether he'd want to stay local to Plymouth, though, would being a southern lad. He'll be, obviously, will get to be seen. Jack says there as well, Twan will be a very good signing. Hopefully he'll hit the ground running.
He's going to shine.
I heard Barnes spoken about this on TalkSport last week. Did he not say something that he was on holiday at the time? He'd seen it on the WhatsApp group chat. Yeah, he said this. So he was on holiday, and then it came through on the group chat. And I'm thinking, well, no, because as I said, the return list was the 10th of June. Your missus announced it on the 23rd of May. You can't. For me, it was just a publicity stunt to get your name out there for another club while you still can. That's why I think he's tarnished his rep a little bit with the football club. After 2 spells, I thought the least he could do is obviously not speak badly about the club. Can Galore play with his feet, though? That's what he wants from his keeper. Maybe. Chris says, agree with Cooper, potentially a great keeper. And Mark agrees with Jack about Twan being a very good signing as well.
Cooper would be taking a step up as well, so he'd be hungry to play. He's not going to be like someone who, like, if you get, I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, if you get him Muric, potentially, he knows he's on Man City's books where, let's face it, he could get way more money just sitting on Man City's bench or in their development squad than playing for Burnley.
We're meant to be bringing in a keeper from Austria, an Austrian goalkeeper that were meant to be coming in. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was meant to be coming in. The deal was there. He was meant to be signing free agent. I think he's 27 or 25. I think he's actually an Austrian international, funnily enough. Let me just have a look.
Austrian international.
His contract had ended. No,
it's not back.
What's that?
Niall said Daniel Bachmann. It's not Bachmann.
No, definitely not Bachmann. Definitely not Bachmann.
Bachmann goes to Man United and they don't get De Jong. we went to Spain to get Daniel Bachmann.
Come on. As I say, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Let's have a look. Goalkeeper. That right, Patrick Pence. Patrick Pence. He's just out of contract, but apparently due to obviously Brexit, Burnley being Brexit FC, you thought we'd have been able to bring him in. But he's another one, 25 years old. Recently played for Stade de Reims.
Yeah.
But obviously Brexit put a stop to it, so we couldn't bring him in. We really need some strikers. Any news on Vids? I don't know. I think Vids is weighing up the options, to be honest. I don't know what's happening there. The deal was on the table. There's only so long a club's going to wait and say, listen, are you signing on or what? Otherwise the deal's off. So he's got to make a decision. Surely they'll have given him a deadline, or maybe he'll find out in the WhatsApp group. You never know. You never know.
By the way, Vids, you've got a contract for a year. 2 days later, then that's been released, and then maybe that hoax is true.
Chris says, "Bring back Tom Heaton." Interesting. Some of the fan base said no. They've said it's a new era. Let's not go backwards. But I mean,
is Tom Heaton going to be a company player, or would that be a board signing though?
I think if you was to bring Tom Heaton back, it would be probably a loan move. And if it was, it would be the fact of I think he'd be good to have around the squad because he's very vocal. He were our captain for years. He'd be brilliant to have back. He's a fantastic keeper, but I don't know. It's been a few years since we moved him on.
Man United won't probably let him go now, though, because they've just let Henderson go, haven't they? So
Yeah, that's another point. Thomas says it's time to revoke the offer to Vidra. He's not even going to be fit until January. We need players in now. Totally agree.
there needs to be some deadline. Like we're talking about this with another club, which I don't want to keep getting into, but Leicester with Tillemans, there needs to be a deadline with him, because otherwise that's just going to be, going back and forth. And the same here with Vidra. Say to Vidra, right, what's the date now? It's the 12th today. Say to Vidra, right, got to the 15th of July, 2 days. You either stay here or you're not. If you're not going to stay, then see you later. Good luck.
No, I agree.
Don't
I agree.
they or keep in talks with someone, and that could be spent elsewhere.
Definitely. I mean, I know this has been mostly about Nathan Collins and the offer and the Di Marzari offer, should I say? He is let's not take away the fact that he is an absolutely outstanding player. He has been brilliant, young, hungry. Sorry, plot twist. Thomas says company signs himself the day before we play Huddersfield. He's only 36. Could surely do a job. Hey, we said about experienced heads. And Thomas says Heaton does a job in the Championship, but personally would like to see a new keeper who will be a long-term number one. And what's the update on me? Haven't seen anything about him. Exactly, that's why I said fingers crossed we've still got his number. Fingers crossed we've still got his number, because I would happily take him back without a shadow of a doubt. That shadow of a doubt. But yeah, on to Nathan Collins again. Good luck to him. If the medical is today, if it goes through, fair play. He's going to go on to bigger and better things than Wolves. For me, the upset is the offer. I hope, as I said, that there's more to the deal. It's more structured than just 20.5 million. The sell-on clauses, etc. Because we're going to lose a bit of money, obviously, to Stoke. But this video was about a lot of it, not just about the players. Pre-season, kits. The only time we're hearing news is if sorry, Matt, but they're going all Manchester United or Burnley at the minute. Buy stuff from the training range. Buy stuff from the stuff that's coming out. We're not a club that's going to be commercially driven. I'm sorry, but we're not. Manchester United are a club that can be commercially driven, but still obviously make money and supply numerous amount of talent on a pitch. We are not that club yet. You can buy this. You could do the same deal as the Glazers. You can buy a club structuredly, but with Manchester United, they could have shit ton of debt anyway, and they'd still flaming be able to function and buy Ronaldo and everything else. We can't. We'd be lucky to even spend £3 and get Ronaldo in a fucking Panini sticker. So don't flaming. That's how bad we are. To be fair. Jack says that sounds like he hasn't got the bottle to fight for the club in the Championship. For me, good riddance. I agree. In a sense, I agree. Hopefully, he'll have done some sort of parting video, but I don't think he will. Thomas says Chris Borden just said he expects news on me later this week. Oh well, you'll have to. Why can't you just tell us now? If Chris Borden's got news on you, Thomas, why can't you tell us about that? Bullshit.
Rather than going through a third party. God.
No, I'd love to see him back at the club. I don't know whether that's going to be one of those things. Let's go quiet and let's announce a kit with Ben Mee re-signing a deal. Is that what they're doing? Are they just trying to tug at the heartstrings?
That's what I was going to say. When you do release a kit, there has to be...
the Collins chart is the equivalent of Arsenal's buyout and a £1 offer.
True. Not right. You're not wrong, sorry. When you release a kit, 99% of the time, you've got to either have someone in the new signing to sort of sell that shirt, or you've got to put out news that you're close to signing someone. So either say, for example, when you release the Josh Cullen is expected to sign in a few days' time, or release the kit with the new signing wearing it. If they're money, which not money, all about like commercial side of it.
Well, they've done it. They've done it. To be fair, they put a thing up the other day and got fans literally. Fucking honestly, I was like, I were like a fish. I'd bitten. they shared something saying new treads, new summit or other, and we were all like, "Oh my god, this is the new kit announcement!" Click the notification, and bang, training wear. And they knew full well what they're doing. They've done it. They've done it a lot. They've done it a lot. So as I say, it's just blows my mind why they keep doing it. Chris is in as well. Chris is in. He says, "Afternoon, lads. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, Chris." And Thomas says, "Something nobody has mentioned yet. Who is going to be captain?" Well, I was just going to bring that up, funnily enough, Tom. But yeah, you do say Jack Cork.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Fair, he has been the captain in all pre-season games.
I'd agree, yeah.
So, unless Ben Mee does step back through the door, Jack Cork looks like he's going to be the captain for next season. Jack says, "Subscribe to keep up to date on all things Burnley and like the stream. Please do. As I say, all you got to do is hit the like below, hit that subscribe button. Really does mean a lot. And we are on all sorts of social media platforms, as I say, and this is where you can find us." So as I say, you can support us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitch, everything. We are there. As I say, all you got to do is tap Turf Morehouse and you will find us on those social media platforms. As Jack says as well, don't forget to hit that notification bell as well if you want to be notified when we're going live. So it will be fantastic. Chris says on the Collins situation, I think Burnley getting good fee for Collins, to be honest. Nope, not at all. Not at all. As I say, we don't know whether that will get reinvested. 20.5 million for a player you've just paid. As I said at the beginning, 12 million rising to 15, 5 million profit. Nah, it's nothing. It's peanuts. Especially when if it's a release clause, fair enough. There's sod all we can do about it. But the fact that people are saying it's not a release clause, we're just basically accepting the first offer Wolves have thrown at us. Shock, massive shock. Chris says Cullen will be decent, basically, in his opinion. Anthony did come in with a comment earlier about having sweaty bollocks, but fair enough to him. Then, each to their own. Chris says, I think Burnley getting good fee for Collins, to be honest. Do you think Burnley will reinvest that? As I said, no, I don't think they will. And they need to, but I don't think it's a good fee in the slightest. Anthony says, part man, part machine.
These Bristol Rovers fans, eh?
Part machine.
These top, I don't know what they're on about, these Spurs fans.
Anthony is like a machine, to be fair. It's just been left to rot at the side of a road or something. It's just...
It's like
wasteful. Cole says that's a good question. What formation do you think we'll play?
Probably a 4-3-3.
I'll take that. But that again then means that we'd need some, more cover in attacking areas. But I would take 4-3-3. People were saying it's going to be the similar 4-4-2. I guess we'll see. Chris says, what positions do we need improving and adding to if no one else leaves? Right, here we go. Keeper.
Yeah.
Keeper needs to start with. We need to bring in a number one, especially if Hennessy's off. Bailey Peacock-Farrell does not cut the mustard. Even in League One with Sheffield Wednesday fans still said he had a good amount of errors in his game that he needs to work on. So, I don't think he's ready for that step up just yet.
New keeper will push him as well.
Yeah, exactly. Cover at left back. Okay, I know Thomas earlier said Owen Dodgson from our youth system has signed a professional contract, but he's not going to be good enough to come in and just go, yeah, brilliant. Let's, I'm going to be number 2, as a choice at left back. So we need somebody else in there. Wingers for me is another one. And I've been wanting it for a long time now. A pacey fucking striker. A pacey striker. We used to do wonderful stuff when we had the likes of Andre Gray and Sam Vokes. You'd have Sam Vokes, his big stiff idiot. I say big stiff idiot. He was a fucking beautiful man. He scored some fantastic goals, but there was him who practically knocked it on for a pacey forward to get in behind the defender, and we'd score goals for fun. And for me, I think we've been missing that for a long time. Thomas says, must be a relegation release clause on Collins. Apparently, there's no release clause, which is shocking that we put a release clause as low as that in. I agree. If it is, then it is. If it's not, then as I say, it's that's what's infuriating. Anthony says, at the top of a scaffold, and I need a new port. Takes a piss this. And you're right, Mark, with what you say. You're right, what you say. Coach's Corner says, big up, everyone. Hope you are well. Thomas says he started with a 3-5-2 and then played 4-2-2-2 at Anderlecht, I believe. So, yeah, I'll take that. Chris says we need a new Andre Gray. Yeah, somebody like that. Somebody like that would be fantastic. Anthony says a whole new bloody team then, Dan, but could be worse. You could be a Newport fan. He loves it. He loves firing that abuse at you, Mark. Thomas says he doesn't play with wingers. He plays with cams, hence Twan and O'Hare links. Fair play.
I'm here as a fan.
Still Rovers fans. And Chris says we're missing a Joey Barton type signing. Somebody that's a bit of a hothead in the midfield. I don't know. I think we might see that from Josh Cullen. I think.
Yeah, he's prone to a few red cards. Is young Josh Cullen.
Well, that should be interesting. Right, I am going to wrap this up because as much as it's mostly been about Collins and the demisery fee that we've got, as I say, it isn't just about that. If you are joining us, this isn't just been about Nathan Collins. This has been about the throwing together of a pre-season schedule, the fact of asking fans to travel just short of 3 hours to a friendly on a Friday night. No sign of any kits at all. Communication with the club is literally, as soon as the signing comes through, that's it. You get the video, you get the everything through. That's it. We've had nothing in terms of what's going on internally. What's happening. Why is things running so slow? So anyway, as I said, my words still stand with what I said in the tweet about Alan Pace. I still think that he should be congratulated for everything he's done in terms of, the upgrades to the stadium, the fact that he's opened the checkbook more than any recent Burnley chairman in recent times. But yeah, we need to do more. As it was said in the film, The Wolf of Wall Street, the show goes on, and it does. It does.
Phil, by the way,
it is a shame that it's not Nathan Collins sat on a microphone going, "I'm not leaving." Fortunately, it looks like he is off. He is off. Last couple of comments then, just before we wrap it up. Mark talks to Anthony about promotion. He says, "Might you look like Neil Warnock?"
No, piss off.
And to be fair, you know what I said to Kate the other day? I said, you look like, do you remember Little Chris?
Yes.
I said, you look like him. Checking you out. Oh. Derek says, big up, Dan. Keep up the good work. Cheers, Derek. Thank you very, very much indeed. That could mean to anything, couldn't it, Mark? But the sentiment still stands.
Yeah.
And Chris says, thoughts on Bellamy joining? I'm sceptical about it. As I say, having a bastard as your assistant manager. Although, how many have been at Blackburn in the past, come to Burnley and have spoke very highly of the club? So
he's a sexy man.
Oh, you would say that. If you were fucking Irish or Scottish, you'd have been like, nah, arsehole, absolute arsehole.
No, he's a beautiful man. We never got to a major tournament with him because he would have been bloody hilarious at the Euros or something like that.
No, I bet. Right, guys, thank you very, very much. Mark, obviously, what I'll do is I will drop your link in the description as well for joining. I'll put that in. But where can people find your stuff as well on your channel?
Yeah, Mike Green on YouTube. Drop me a sub on there. Newport are playing Cardiff City tonight. There will be a watch along for that. And smash the Bluebirds.
You playing Cardiff?
Yeah, in a pre-season friendly.
Oh, lovely stuff.
One of my very good mates, who's a Cardiff fan, is on holiday in Greece, and he's already got notifications for the game. So when we score against you, I'm going to be in your chat. So I've got someone in bloody Greece that's going to be taking. For Christ's sake!
But hopefully the internet goes off.
We're not going to lose anyway. We'll beat them, so we're massive. Yeah, Mike Green. Thanks for letting me come on and discuss Burnley. Piss off, Anthony. There we go.
What's been said, I've just got 2 comments up the Cardiff. Next, get Harry Winks on loan. I would take that. Although the fact that we've just signed Samuel Bastian, Josh Cullen coming through, another midfielder, does that mean we're going to lose somebody? We'd have to probably lose someone like Ashley Westwood, maybe. Or are we close to losing Josh Brownhill to West Ham? Another one. Chris says, "Come on, Newport. I hate Cardiff." And Thomas says, "Well done, boys." No, thank you very much for everybody in the chat, from Thomas to Chris to other Chris to other Thomas to Mohadin to Mark to Anthony, Kate,
Anthony.
all the names that came up. Thank you everyone for getting involved in the chat. As I say, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help. Let's get to 500. Please do go show Mark your support as well. Really do appreciate it. But that is it. I've had my little rant and I'm on. Pre-season schedule's been chucked together. We've had no kits as of yet. You know, Collins is off for peanuts. I'm going to go lie down in a dark room. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you guys soon with another video. All the best.
Cheers. Thank you.